Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Vintage Furniture.
He'll come around here, I'll take him.
Coming up this week on Old School Outdoors.
Beautiful, and they taste yummy.
It's as good an 8-pointer as I've ever seen in my life. 45-70, better get ready. I was gonna shoot this buck.
I believe I dropped him where he stood. Just called me the trash man. I just took out some trash.
Well, the gun was pretty accurate once before. Let me try it once again.
Squeeze the trigger. That's the one I'm looking for. Went 3 feet, straight down. Ooh, 45-70 rides again. Lord, look at the size of that one. Well, as my old buddy Greg says, it's just another beautiful day in paradise. Folks, that's old school right there.
The rut is on at the Double G Ranch, and for the past few days, the guys have had great success. It's day 3 of the hunt, and the deer are on the move.
So, got a lot of activity. I think altogether that morning, there was like 20 different deer, does, fawn, and bucks, a lot of young bucks.
Well, we're here at number 8. Nice crisp 18 degrees this morning. Just hoping that Mr. Big Boy shows up.
Then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, boom, boom, I could hear the music starting to play. You know, folks, when you're watching TV, the music doesn't start till the big boy comes out, you know, boom, 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 boom. And, oh, I could hear the music, and it's like, 45-70, better get ready. And I was gonna shoot this buck. There just was no doubt in my mind. And he was there, and it's like, I'm getting everything in position. He's behind a tree and this. Then he finally gets to where, okay, I think this sucker's nice. I mean, it's like, it's as good an 8-pointer as I've ever seen in my life. Then he picks his head up and kind of looks. Get my binoculars up and I check it out. It's a old buck, but Mr. Beautiful Rack 8, he'll be back next year, folks. I'm gonna go back and look for him, but I let him go. Because this deer, when he came in, I started looking at him and analyzing him, and it's like, he was a dominant buck. He was just a good management deer. Old 45-70 come out. Just like the rest of them, he went 3 feet, straight down. Boom. I let him get out till he's kind of on the edge of the road, though, because I don't want to have to drag anything. You know, I'm 67 years old, and it's like I don't want to be dragging if I don't have to. I'll just take my time, and he got out to the road, and he just needs to be checked out. So that's what I did. That's my job. I'm not the judge. I'm the executioner. No, I am the judge and the executioner. And it's sure not going to be no, have to do no tracking, no blood trailing. We're at the edge of the Chihuahuan Desert, and these solar pumps I've got with the water, this is the reason the deer come into here. My favorite saying, 45-70 rides again. And he was a nice old buck. I mean, I was proud of him as if I would have shot that big 8. Because at the end of the day, pulling the trigger is the easy thing to do. You know, if you feel good about what you've accomplished, then that day, I did feel good about that. The only thing that could be better if it had just been a spike about that long, because you know I don't like spikes. Look at the size of dew claws coming out of there. That sucker, that's an old deer. That's what I was looking for. And these projectiles don't come with that little red fingernail polish put on there, folks. I put that on there myself. It's not that I'm girly or something like to paint my nails, but I've got several 45-70s. This is a Ruger number 1. These Rugers will handle a lot more pressure than normal guns. So these, the reason it's red is because they're hot. I don't want to shoot these in one of my other guns because it could blow them up. So I'm just sure when I load these special loads up, I put a little red fingernail polish on it. Don't want to blow myself up. Mr. Hall, you did an excellent job. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So head on, this deer is like pretty good body size, and I figured I couldn't pick him up by myself, so let me go pick up my old Army buddy, Mr. Matt Webb.
I was gonna see if you can help me with something as well.
What it is?
Well, just right back over here, Mr. Greg.
He done put the hammer down on another doe, and I'd been kind of messing with him. I said, man, why are you shooting your does in the body? Man, you're just gonna mess some meat up. Shoot him in the head. He did. So I said, you get that messy end. I'm gonna get this other end. We get her loaded up, and then he goes back and help me get old Jumbo Buck, and we head on down the road.
Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Wide Open Outfitters. Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Vintage Furniture, Orthopedic Specialists of Louisiana, Wide Open Outfitters, Belt Fed Apparel, Heat Wave, and by Homes for Troops.
So that afternoon, I went back to number 3, and it's like we saw quail coming in, saw lots of young deer coming in, just no big boy, no big 9 that had snuck up on us. Folks, we had another interesting evening in the stand. Came back to the back part of the ranch. I've hunted this area a lot, and there's a lot of big bucks in here, but did not see any today. See a doe pull up some of this lechuilla, which I've seen them chewing on it before, but I've never seen them actually come pull it up and eat the whole stalk. That stuff is sharp as a dagger. It's like, man. But a lot of stuff out of you think there's nothing for them to eat, and there's everything for them to eat. That's what's so amazing. I've seen them chewing on them before, but I've never seen this doe goes by, sticks her head down in that bush, pulls that thing out and eats it dagger first, and chews and chews and chews, boom, 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 and swallows the whole. And these things are this long, but she chews for a while, swallows it. Gets her a second one. Gets her a third one. It's like, that was to me just amazing just to watch that deer eat a lechuilla. So tomorrow, we've hunted, this is the far south side, and we're gonna go 2 miles to the north in the morning, try an area that has not been hunted this whole season. I don't think the whole season has been hunted, so just looking for the right one that trips my trigger, or the one that I want to just check out because he doesn't make the grade.
Here comes that management buck. Greg's on a piece of takeout. He's down. Just called me the trash man. I just took out some trash. Now we'll wait and see if something better comes along. That 9-point came back. That's a 10-point. We may have something here now. He's pretty wide, too. Yeah. We're gonna take him. If he'll come around here, I'll take him. Got him. He's down. I knew this was gonna be a good morning.
I knew Soupy. He got one buck he gonna take. It's either gonna be a good one or gonna be a big old long spike to help me out. And he got a really nice buck. You get the A+ now.
More than 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like I say, I've been out here going on 11 years now, and this is one of the nicest bucks I've taken out of here. He's gonna make a pretty mount. All right, we got him strung up. Weighs about 160. That's a good deer for out here.
Soupy, what you got there? You've been holding out, you've been passing up, and it's like, I don't want to shoot no 8, I don't want to shoot no 9.
No,
Well, how many, what you got? Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pointer. Hey, baby.
Well, you grew him.
Hey, but you had the patience enough to wait for him to come out.
Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Orthopedic Specialists of Louisiana. Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Belt Fed Apparel.
Well, the next morning hunt that I made was in an area that had not been hunted this year at all. So I went to it quite early, got in position and waiting for things to happen. And as the sun came up and we got enough light to see, there was quite a bit of activity around us already. Several doe, probably 6 or 8 doe, and every one of them had at least 1 or 2 young with them. And amongst them all, there was 3 fork-torn bucks, but one of them in particular had a really, really gnarly base. At first I thought he had some brow tines, but the more I looked at him and got a closer look at him, he ends up having 2 points coming out at the base of his horn on his right side and 3 points on his left side at the very base of the horn. Really odd looking deer. Watched him for probably 15 minutes or longer and decided that'd be a good cull, because I had a cull deer yet to take. So I decided that I would take that one out, and I get ready to shoot him, and about the time I do, then another buck comes out of the brush and runs this one in the brush. Now I'm looking at a new buck that we had got a glimpse of earlier, and he's a 6-point with nothing that even resembles a brow tine. It's slick as it can be on the main beam. So, being as he wanted to take the position he took, we decided we'd take him out.
I believe I dropped him where he stood. I'm pretty sure he's down to stay. Put him right through the jugular.
So I take him, which is a very nice 6-point. He was an excellent cull. He was pushing the does around. So he needed to be taken out. And it's not a genetically superior animal by any means. After I shot the buck, naturally most everything scattered. And after 10 or 15 minutes, I kept thinking they'd come back out of the brush, but they finally did, but they were going away from us. And the distance was getting further and further. So by the time I decided which doe I wanted to shoot, they were a good 200 plus yards. So.
All right, here we go. Down she went. And that should be it, boys. I'm out of bullets.
As the buck on the first morning was, it's probably similar distance. I said, well, the gun was pretty accurate once before. Let me try it once again. Made the shot. The doe moved maybe 10 yards and went down. And we had our second deer on the ground that morning. Let's go check it out and see what we got.
Now we need to go check out our doe. All we got to do now is get her 200 yards back down the hill.
Now we're tagged out deer-wise, but we haven't got the quail yet, and that's been one of Tina's things on this trip. She wanted to get enough quail, if we could possibly do so, to have some quail for Christmas. Her dad loves quail, and we were on a mission now, so.
got more quail. We need 2 more at least. I'll take more, but 4 would be fabulous.
They're fat little boogers. We got 3. I should have had 5 or 6.
Do I pick him up by the tail?
It don't matter. Hell, he's dead. Pick him up by the head.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty, aren't
They are. Oh
they?
my.
Blue quail.
They're beautiful and they taste yummy.
Well, we hope to get 3 or 4 quail,
Oh, they're warm.
so we could have quail for Christmas. And we were fortunate enough to get 4, so that's about what we came for. Had we got 1 or 2 more, that would have been okay.
Oh, my gosh.
I hit him too. I knocked poop out of that one. I got to get some heavier shells. What I'm shooting apparently is too light a load.
Come on, let's go get some more shells. This is fun.
In this case, I feathered 1 or 2 pretty heavily, and they still got away. So, you know, birds are tougher than most quail that we hunt in our part of the world. Those bob whites seem to not take a licking like these blue can and keep on ticking.
Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Homes for Troops. Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Vintage Furniture, Orthopedic Specialists of Louisiana, Wide Open Outfitters, Belt Fed Apparel, Heat Wave, and by Homes for Troops.
So now I've hunted all over, but it's like day 4, I'm gonna go up to the very north. There's a stand that's number 11, we call it. Got one of these new Ranch King blinds on it. It hadn't been hunted all season, and it's just an area that it's kind of like a little box canyon looking area. And there's been some big deer harvested in there. Didn't see anything on the game camera there, but it was, you never know this time of year what you're gonna see. Beautiful morning, sun coming up, things looking good. And we got this broke off horn 10-point that's just there all morning. So we're sitting there, I'm watching this big old 10 and just kind of looking, because normally the deer will drop off of the top and come in there, you know, and it's like, and I get a glimpse of something, just a little flash, and it's 160, 170 yards in the brush, and I get my binoculars up, and
He's standing in the thicket. You can see him out of this window. And I don't know if I can make.
and the sun is like beating right down, and his horns he looked like he was like this wide, and branches and stuff flying off that tree. I can't see his body. All I can see is his head and his limbs and stuff flying everywhere. And I said, I'm gonna shoot that deer. Sometimes you get maybe a little bit overexcited, and so I get my rifle up there, and then it was back in the brush. Well, then this big broke horn 10-point comes up, and they get about 10 feet apart. Well, the big broke horn 10-point is like, he's out in the open. But big boy is just sitting over there. Well, he ain't no loser, you know. It's like this other deer, he was a fighter because he done broke part of his rack off. He wasn't scared of nothing, but he didn't want to take no part of this one and thinking. Then even more, it's like, ooh, this sucker's gonna be the one. Now he gonna be the one. Well, it seemed like an hour. It's probably a good 30 minutes though, and it's like my arms are getting tired and holding up my binoculars. And it's like my eye is getting to where I'm blind. I can't see from just staring through. My right eye is bad anyway, and I just have to take a break and look, and all of a sudden he comes off of that and then he gets in a thicket. And I said, oh God. So
Well, we got a really nice buck. But he just stays in the real thick stuff. I had a shot at him, and another buck came in and he moved some thicker stuff. I've lost him now.
all of a sudden, and then I can see horns coming out, and as soon as them horns cleared far enough, the 45-70 was off safety.
Move your head.
and it was on the ground. And let me tell you what, once again, didn't go very far, 3 feet straight down. That's doe number 1, doe number 2, management buck, big buck. 4 shots, 4 deer, fail. Picked up my little .45 handgun to carry along with me, but back in here, there's holes and stuff all in these rocks. And we got mountain lions in this country, and mountain lions like to get down here next to these feeders, and that's where they kill the deer. And we had to come right in here by that area, and I just want to be sure in case a mountain lion was there, I might be able to self-defend myself a little bit. It was a happy moment and a sad moment because it's like the season's over. You know, 2-buck county, I've shot my 2 bucks, I've shot 2 doe, 4 chels, 4 animals, and then it's like I can't do this again until 2020.
To book your next hunt at the Double G Ranch, contact Greg Hall at 318-987-9064 or visit him on the web for more info.